Hello, I'm Alan, and welcome to today's edition of Alan's Biking Adventures. Well, today was supposed to be Metric Century Plus Day. My training plan called for a 71-mile ride, and that was going to count as my Metric Century for the month of May. Unfortunately, circumstances didn't cooperate, and I have an appointment this afternoon to get my phone fixed. And on top of that, when I got up this morning, it was nice and foggy, and I don't prefer to ride in the fog because I like drivers to be able to see me. So I slept in a little bit, got up, and the fog burned off, and I decided any ride is better than no ride. So we're going to do a 28-mile ride today. I have time for that. It's a route I haven't ridden before, so we're going to do a little exploring with the help of Garmin Connect. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or ideas for future editions of Alan's Biking Adventures, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Well, without further ado, let's ride. It turned out to be a pretty nice day for a ride once the fog burned off. The temperature on today's ride ranged from 70 degrees Fahrenheit at the start up to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind was out of the southwest at about 4 miles per hour. So nice light breeze. For those of you who like statistics, the length of today's ride was 28.46 miles. And I had a total elevation gain of 1,696 feet. There were 4 major climbs on today's ride. As a side note, in case you're wondering how I classify a major climb, it's basically anything that Garmin Connect flags as a climb, which is one of the statistics that it lets you pull from a course. So there were 4 climbs. The first one was 0.46 miles in length, with an elevation gain of 184 feet and an average gradient of 7%. The second one was 0.63 miles in length, with an elevation gain of 115 feet and an average gradient of 3%. The third one and the fourth one came back to back. The third one was 1 mile in length, with an elevation gain of 295 feet and an average gradient of 5%, followed by a slight downhill that lasted for less than a half a mile, and into the fourth climb, which was 1.06 miles in length, with an elevation gain of 197 feet and an average gradient of 3%. My average moving speed on today's ride was 16.4 miles per hour, with a maximum speed of 35.9 miles per hour. My average heart rate was 138 beats per minute, with a maximum heart rate of 160 beats per minute. I burned 839 calories on today's ride and had an average power output of 140 watts. I started today's ride in Garwood, New Jersey, went through Westfield, Scotch Plains, Fanwood, Berkeley Heights, Gillette, Sterling, Millington, Long Hill, New Providence, then cut through the Watchung Reservation to Mountainside, Westfield, and finally back to Garwood. There were 2 scary moments on today's ride. The first one was when I hit the traffic circle in Westfield. When you're on the circle, you have the right of way, and a woman driving a black SUV who was not paying attention to where she was going, never looked, and entered the traffic circle at the same time that I was going past her, and she nearly hit me. And the second scary moment, I was riding along in a rural area. There was a man with a weed whacker near the road, near the edge of the road. And he didn't stop weed whacking as I rode past. And he launched a bunch of rocks at me, which was not very nice, pelted me in the face. But aside from that, the ride was quite nice. That's about it for today's ride. Enjoy the rest. Well, that was fun. That was a nice new route. Some roads that I hadn't explored yet. There was even a little dog leg on it to add a little distance. I ended up going down to a double cul-de-sac and turning around and coming back. Well, that's it for today's ride. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, stay safe out there.